Hey guys, welcome back to Mind Your Conversions, brought to you by Fibr. If you're new here, this is where we break down the art and science of marketing with our hosts, Liv and Max. They will help you understand marketing better, explore fresh strategies, and most importantly, drive higher conversions. So whether you're a seasoned pro, or even if you're just getting started, you're at the right place.
Hey everyone, ready to take a deep dive into landing pages today? You guys sent over some really fascinating stuff, and I'll be honest, I was a little overwhelmed at first glance, all those numbers, but the more I dug in, the more I realized how valuable these insights are. So let's jump right in. This source, right off the bat, calls landing pages the gateway to your brand. And a critical component of any sales funnel. They even say landing pages can make or break conversion rates.
Well, and that makes sense when you think about it for, anyone listening, whether you're running a business, marketing a product, or even just trying to get people to sign up for that awesome newsletter you've been working on. Your landing page is often the very first impression
for sure
someone has of your brand.
It's got to be good.
So it's got to count,
Speaking of making it count, this document dives into some key metrics we should be watching. And the first one that jumped out at me was conversion rate.
Conversion rate, that's the big one. It's basically the percentage of visitors to your landing page who actually do what you want them to do. Make a purchase, sign up.
Download the thing.
Download that ebook,
Okay, so let's say my conversion rate is, 5%? Is that good? How do I know?
That's the question, right? Well, this source mentions that the average conversion rate is around 6.6%. But, and this is important, it can be totally different depending on what industry you're in.
So comparing myself to that average might not be the best way to see how I'm doing.
You really need to know how your specific industry is doing.
Got it.
And don't worry, we'll get to those industry benchmarks a bit later in the deep dive.
Perfect. Can't wait. Okay, so what's another key metric we should be keeping an eye on?
Well, bounce rate is a big one.
Bounce rate.
This tells you how many people are leaving your page after only viewing that one page.
So they basically hit the page and they're out of there.
Exactly. They bounce right off.
Okay, so high bounce rate, bad thing, right?
You'd think so, but it's not always that straightforward.
Really?
Sometimes a high bounce rate just means you're attracting the wrong people with your ads.
Oh, interesting.
Like they clicked thinking it was about one thing, but your page is about something totally different.
Right.
But it can also mean your landing page just isn't doing a good job keeping people engaged.
Okay, so it's like a sign that maybe my ad and landing page aren't really matching up.
If you're attracting the right people, but they're still bouncing.
Then it's time to look at the landing page itself.
Exactly.
Okay, get it.
Now, another metric, this one can be a bit tricky,
Okay.
is the average time spent on the page.
Oh, yeah. I can see how that's tricky.
Sometimes you skim a page, other times
You're really digging in.
you're reading every word.
Yeah.
This source uses the example of an educational landing page.
Okay.
Like if people are bouncing quickly from a page that's supposed to be teaching them something, it might mean the content's not thorough enough, or maybe it's just too much information all at once.
Yeah, you got to find that sweet spot, enough to be helpful, but not so much that it's overwhelming.
For sure. And there's one more metric in here
Okay.
that I think we all have a love-hate relationship with. Form abandonment.
Don't even get me started.
That's right.
I am so guilty of this one. If I see a form that's asking for my entire life story,
Too much. Long, complicated forms are a major conversion killer. This source actually digs into the psychology of form design
Oh, interesting.
and really highlights how much of an impact it has.
Yeah, because people are busy.
Oh yeah,
They don't want to waste time.
and they value their privacy.
Right.
So if you're asking for too much too soon, they're gone.
It's all about finding that balance right. We need to get enough information to qualify those leads, but we don't want to scare people away with a giant form.
Right, it's a delicate dance. And the source suggests that, in general, shorter forms tend to do better.
Okay, makes sense.
But it's not just about length.
Why else?
It's also about making sure you're only asking for information that's absolutely essential.
Right, like their name and email address.
Exactly. And don't forget to make the form look nice and easy to use.
Oh, that's important too.
You want it to be visually appealing.
Okay, so we've got conversion rate, bounce rate, time spent on page, and form abandonment. Those are some pretty big metrics to watch. But I'm curious, how do those numbers actually change across different industries?
Ooh, that's a great question. And luckily, this source breaks it all down for us.
Okay, I'm ready. Give me the numbers.
So, all right, well, the events and entertainment industry takes the top spot with an average conversion rate of 12.3%.
Wow. That's almost double the overall average.
Yeah, people are ready to sign up for concerts, festivals.
Oh, for sure.
All that good stuff.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Lots of excitement.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So what comes next?
Well, education comes in at a respectable 8.4%.
Okay.
Followed closely by financial services at 8.3%. And then legal at 6.3%, which is just a hair above the average.
Interesting. So it seems like those are all industries where people are really actively looking for information or solutions.
Yep, they're looking for answers.
They want those problems solved.
Exactly.
Okay, and then what? Does it drop off from there?
It does, yeah. Commercial and professional services come in at 6.1%.
Still above average.
Just barely above average. And then there's a pretty big drop.
All right, now I'm really interested. Lay it on me.
Okay, so health and wellness is sitting at 5.1%.
Okay.
Travel and hospitality at 4.8%. And then e-commerce brings up the rear with the conversion rate of just 4.2%.
Wow, only 4.2% for e-commerce. That's way lower than I would guess.
I know, right? But think about it. It's a really competitive market online.
That's true. Tons of online stores.
So many options.
Yeah, makes sense that the conversion rates might be a bit lower.
Yeah, it's a tough landscape.
So it sounds like the big takeaway here is that it's super important to compare your conversion rates to the right benchmark.
Yes, apples to apples.
Apples to apples.
Right.
So knowing your specific industry benchmark helps you set realistic goals and figure out if your landing pages are actually doing well or not.
Exactly. No more comparing yourself to the wrong crowd.
Love it. Okay, so we've covered what landing pages are and why they're so important.
The basics.
We've talked about some of those key metrics for success and how those metrics can change from industry to industry.
It's all about context.
Right. But now, I'm ready for the fun stuff. This document is packed with some seriously mind-blowing stats about landing pages.
Oh yeah, we're just getting started.
And I can't wait to share them with you guys. Are you ready to have your minds blown?
Hit me with it.
All right, let's go.
All right, ready for some more of those mind-blowing stats you were talking about?
Oh, absolutely. Especially if they can help me boost my own conversion rates.
Right? That's what we're all here for.
Exactly.
Okay, well, this one really surprised me. Landing pages that are promoting webinars actually have the highest conversion rates.
Really?
Coming in at a whopping 22.3%.
Webinars. That's interesting. I guess it makes sense, though. People love learning new things from home.
Yeah, it's like a free online class.
Right. But maybe a little less pressure than actually having to show up in person.
Yeah, exactly. You can really tailor that content to your audience and provide some awesome insights.
For sure. And speaking of tailoring things to your audience, remember how we were talking about personalization earlier?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out personalized calls to action can increase conversion rates by 42%.
Huge.
42%. Okay, I'm taking notes on this one.
Write that down.
So instead of just having a generic click here button, I should be making those calls to action specific to what my audience wants and needs.
Exactly. The more relevant your call to action is, the more likely people are to click.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Like, let's say your audience is struggling with landing page conversion rates. You could have a call to action. Like, download your free guide to skyrocketing conversions.
Oh, I love that. So it's like speaking directly to their pain points and offering a solution.
Exactly.
Perfect. Okay, what else do we have?
All right, well, this one's a little counterintuitive.
Oh, okay.
A/B testing has actually shown that removing links to product demos
Wait, really?
can lead to a 28% increase in conversions. And get this, removing free trials increases conversions by more than 15%.
Okay, hold on. You're telling me that giving people less information,
I know it sounds crazy,
can actually make them more likely to buy?
It does, right. I thought more information was always better, you would think, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes too many options can be overwhelming.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like, it leads to decision paralysis.
Right.
So by simplifying the choices on your landing page, you're actually making it easier for visitors to take action.
It's like streamlining that decision-making process.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay, so what about dynamic landing pages? This document mentions they can convert 25.2% more mobile users.
Oh yeah, dynamic landing pages, those are cool.
What are they exactly? How do they work?
So basically they use data to personalize the experience for each visitor automatically.
Automatically.
Yeah, so the content, the images, even the layout of the page can change.
Wow.
Based on things like where the visitor's located their browsing history
Oh.
or their past interactions with your brand.
So it's like having a custom landing page for each person who visits your website.
Exactly. It's a super powerful way to tailor your message and make sure you're speaking directly to each visitor's needs.
That's awesome. Okay, what else is there?
All right, well, this next stat will make you want to clean up those landing pages right away.
Okay, I'm ready.
As the number of elements on a page increases, the conversion rate drops dramatically.
Really?
Yeah, Google reports that when the number of elements jumps from 4,000 to 6,000,
Wow, that's a lot.
the chances of conversion plummet by 95%.
95%. Okay, so less is definitely more when it comes to landing page design.
Absolutely. You want your message to be front and center, not buried under a ton of distractions.
Right.
And let's not forget about color.
Oh, color.
Yeah, it plays a huge role.
It does.
Research has shown that color can improve brand recognition by 80%.
80%. I love adding pops of color to my designs, but I have to admit, I often just default to basic black and white. Maybe I need to branch out a little.
Don't be afraid to experiment.
Yeah.
But remember, color is powerful.
Right.
So you want to choose colors that really align with your brand
Okay.
and evoke the right emotions in your target audience.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Also, I'm thinking about the number of offers on the landing page.
Yes, very important.
MailChimp actually found that cramming multiple offers onto a single landing page can confuse visitors and reduce your conversion rate by 266%.
266%.
That's insane.
It's a big drop.
Okay, so one landing page, one clear offer.
Keep it simple.
Focus is key.
Focus is key.
Got it. So we've got to be constantly analyzing our landing pages and making adjustments based on the data, right?
Yes, testing is essential.
Testing, testing, testing.
But believe it or not, 20% of businesses still don't have a landing page testing strategy.
Really? That's surprising to me. It's like putting all this effort into creating the landing page
Yeah.
and then just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best.
Right. But testing allows you to see what's actually working,
Yeah.
what's not working, and make those data-driven decisions to improve your results.
Exactly. Okay, so we're testing and we're learning. What else?
Well, you know, social proof can actually increase your conversion rate by 1.1%,
It does.
but a shocking 76.8% of marketers
Wow.
aren't using any form of social proof on their landing pages.
That's a missed opportunity. Testimonials, reviews, case studies.
All of that.
It's like having a bunch of happy customers saying, hey, this product's awesome.
Exactly. It builds so much trust and credibility.
For sure. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about removing those navigation menus again.
Oh yeah, remember we talked about this earlier.
So we talked about keeping things simple.
Simplifying those choices.
Right, and eliminating distractions.
Exactly.
Well, get this. Removing your navigation menu can actually increase conversions by 100%.
Double those conversions.
100%. Okay, I need you to explain this to me like I'm 5.
Okay, so think about it this way.
Yeah.
You want to keep people focused on your offer, right?
Mm-hmm.
That navigation menu, it can tempt them to wander off
Right.
and explore other parts of your website,
Mm-hmm.
which means they might never come back to that landing page
Oh, I see.
and actually take the action that you want them to take.
So it's like creating this clear path for them to follow.
Exactly.
No distractions, no detours, just
Yeah.
straight to that conversion goal.
You got it. By removing that navigation menu, you're creating that laser focus
Yes.
that guides people right where you want them to go.
Love it. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. We've covered a ton of information here, and I'm definitely feeling more confident about my landing page game.
That's great to hear.
But there's one more piece of this puzzle that I'm really curious about: personalization.
Personalization, yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. We actually have some really interesting stats here that highlight just how important it is.
Okay, lay 'em on me.
All right. Did you know that 75% of consumers actually prefer to buy products in their native language?
Oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Sense, right.
If I can't understand it, I'm not going to buy it.
Exactly.
But it also highlights the importance of translation and localization.
Yes. It's so important to make sure your message is actually reaching the right people in the right way.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond just language.
Well,
62% of consumers say they won't stay loyal to a brand that gives them an impersonal experience.
that's a lot of people.
It is.
People want to feel seen and understood
Okay.
and valued.
Right. They don't want to feel like just another number.
No, they want that personal touch.
Exactly. So if we're not personalizing our landing pages, we're not just missing out on new customers.
Right.
We could actually be losing our existing customers too.
It's a big deal. It's a wake-up call.
Yeah. It is, but it's also exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Because it means we have this incredible opportunity to really connect with our audience and create landing pages that truly resonate with them.
And that's what it's all about, right?
Exactly. Welcome back, everyone. I'm telling you, this deep dive into landing pages has really been eye-opening.
Me too. So much to learn.
I feel like I'm seeing landing pages in a whole new light now.
Right. And we're not done yet. I've got some more interesting stuff for you.
Okay, bring it on. I'm ready for anything at this point.
All right, well, remember how we were talking about the importance of grabbing attention right away?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out that the average bounce rate for a landing page is somewhere between 60 and 90%.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's a ton of people leaving before they even really see what your page is about.
Wow. Okay, so those first few seconds are really make or break.
They really are. You need a landing page that's visually appealing, easy to navigate, and most importantly, it needs to deliver on the promise that got those visitors there in the first place.
No pressure, right?
Right. But don't worry, all those stats and insights we've talked about, they're meant to be helpful, not overwhelming. Think of them as tools to help you build better landing pages.
Tools for our toolbox.
Exactly. So look, zoom out for a second and think big picture.
Okay.
This document mentions that over 90% of companies are planning to focus on landing page loading time in the future.
Interesting. What about the companies that don't prioritize that? Are they going to get left behind?
That's a great question. And I think in today's world where everyone's attention span is,
Short.
super short, yeah. Speed is key. If your landing page takes too long to load, people are just going to click away.
They're going to find what they're looking for somewhere else.
Exactly. It's the reality of the internet.
So making sure your landing page loads quickly, that's not just a nice thing to have anymore. It's a must-have.
It's essential. And really, it's not just loading time. It's everything we've talked about today. Personalization, clear calls to action, mobile optimization, social proof. It all matters.
It's all connected.
You need to think about the whole picture if you want to see real results.
Well said. I think we've covered just about everything there is to know about landing pages, at least for one deep dive.
I think so. We really went deep.
What a journey this has been.
It has been fun. But remember, the learning never stops.
Right.
There are always new trends, new technologies, and new data to explore. Stay curious, keep testing, and you'll be well on your way to creating amazing landing pages.
Great advice. And that's it for today's deep dive into the world of landing pages. We hope you enjoyed it.
We did.
Remember all these insights and stats? They're just the beginning. It's up to you now to take this knowledge and run with it. Keep experimenting, keep learning, and most importantly, keep diving deep.
Thanks for tuning in. That's it for this episode of Mind Your Conversions, brought to you by Fibr. I hope you are leaving with fresh ideas and strategies to take your marketing and your conversions to the next level. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave us a review. Thanks for listening. Until then, take care, and we'll see you next time.